Hey everyone, Carlos here. Welcome back to another video. As you see from the title of this video, today we're going to really get into the whole mindset. I'm going to talk to you about some of the techniques that I have used that have been able to push me towards getting good results with writing an exam. So as I mentioned in a previous video, what I try to do is that I try to get myself into a student mentality in order for me to be able to be successful, confident, and just be good at studying and presenting exams. So what I'm going to provide here today, you're going to be able to apply it to any test and exam that you write. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this information out here is because this is what I have personally done. And from firsthand experience, everything that I'm going to talk about today, I've tried it, I've applied it, and let me tell you, I am passing every exam that I have written. So again, anybody that's new to my channel, I am currently studying for my real estate license here in Ontario, and this is what I have used to push me forward. So for any of you that are also studying for this real estate license, stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm also going to provide to you some aids that I have used that have helped me build that confidence and just keep on pushing with the course. So now keep in mind, like how I mentioned, that here you can apply what you like from it. I do suggest, however, is for you to really watch till the end. Every technique, every tip can be applied if it resonates with you. So if it does, what I want you to do is that I want you to take what you want, take what you like, what resonates, and apply it. Now, when you go and apply it, you have to give it time for it to actually work. So don't come back in a day and be like, Carlos, it didn't work. Carlos, I didn't pass my exam. Carlos, I don't feel confident, right? If your exam's tomorrow, then this may not help you as much as you think. But hey, you know what? Try it out, build that confidence, and heck, go in there and just have that mentality that you're going to pass it. And hey, I believe that even if you have that mentality and you go in there being as confident as you possibly can, boom, you're going to throw it out of the water. You're going to pass the exam. So first and foremost, what I like to do is that I like to get into the student mentality. Now, what does that look like for me? For me, obviously, we're different people, so it's going to look different for me as it would for you. So what I like to do is that I know that my ultimate goal is to pass an exam, right? So what I like to do, or what I like to start off with, is visualization. What do I mean by that? So what I try to do is that I visualize myself being a straight A student that achieves every goal that I want, that I set my mind to, and any exam. So first and foremost, what I do is that, again, I think, what would a successful student look like, right? One that passes every exam. What would they look like? To me, that means someone that studies, someone that asks questions, someone that does research, someone that's not scared to, study, and if you do a practice test or, if there's little quizzes, to actually fail one of those quizzes. In order for you to achieve your ultimate goal, you have to be okay with failing at certain things because that is what's going to build, that stability, that confidence inside of you to keep on going. So what I like to do, again, is that I visualize myself at the end of my goal, at the end of that exam, right? I visualize having that passing mark, looking at my test and saying, yes, I got this. I do that for a minute, 2 minutes. I like to play that image inside my head over and over and over as much as you possibly can. Now, what happens with that image? That image starts now reprogramming your mind to actually believe and think that you will pass it, right? So what's going to happen is that throughout the course, while you're studying for your exams, you're going to build confidence because you're going to bring that visualization technique into studying. I do that in my head. I go over it, and until I feel, and I'm just saturated in it, and until I feel like, this is mine, right? This test is mine. Like there's no other way but passing this exam, So I do that at the beginning of my studies. I do it throughout my studies, and I do it to, honestly, when I am sitting down writing for an exam. Even sometimes through an exam, they could be like hours long, right? Like an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours. I literally, when I feel through an exam that I am getting, let's say maybe flustered, right? Because like the material and the questions, and I start psyching myself out, I stop the exam, and again, I visualize. I visualize myself and give myself that confidence that I need, right? That push, that motivation that I need that will help me get to that goal. Another thing that I do want to recommend is for you to study. We know that the more you study, you will build that knowledge, right? Like you have to get that knowledge to be successful in the career path that you're going to choose, right? To be successful in this exam. The reason why sometimes we get psyched out before an exam is because we haven't done the work. We haven't studied. So therefore, our mind plays tricks on us, right? If we in the past have not studied for an exam and we failed it, our mind automatically, when this happens again, goes to that exam that you first failed because you didn't study, and it recreates that experience now with this same exam. So before even getting there to that situation, to that circumstance, I suggest you study. Take your time. Take your time with the course, with any course. At the end of the day, having all this knowledge and being knowledgeable in your field really does make you have the upper hand at anybody, right? Over anybody that's in the same field. And that itself, my friends, trust me, that is something very, very powerful in itself. Another technique that I have used is affirmations. I have learned how to shift my thinking process so that I no longer doubt and look at things that aren't going right. Remember, if as humans, we're trying to stay safe with what we know, so that once we step outside of that, we don't know what the outcome is going to be, right? We can only imagine and envision based on a certain situation that we have experienced. So by using affirmations, what I am doing is that I am reprogramming myself to believe in myself, right? So through this course, again, I'm going to relate it back to my studying, because that's currently what I'm doing, and this is why I've applied all of this. There's times where with the course, like the content, it's so extensive. There's just so much to learn. There's just so much to know that when I'm studying, honestly, I tell myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I stop studying. I'm like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't get it. Like, really, I get so frustrated. I get frustrated with myself for not understanding the material. You know what that builds? More frustration, more me doubting myself, more me not understanding. So what I suggest in that case is to stop. I use affirmations to feed my brain with good thoughts, right? So instead of saying, I don't understand it, say, even if you kind of don't understand it, tell yourself that you understand it, right? If you think that it's too much to learn, then you know what I suggest you do? Take a break, move off of that, right? Learn how to listen to yourself. Do not try to overcome it by tackling more pressure to yourself, right? Because, I mean, unless you really, really work well and that's how you push through, then great. You know, if that worked for you, then awesome. Then, hey, by all means, do it. But I've noticed and I've learned for myself that personally, for me, that doesn't work. If I don't know anything and I try to keep on studying, I just get even more upset because I don't know what I'm studying. And then the next day I come back and have to read everything all over again. So again, if you need a break, take a break, right? Another thing that I really, really highly recommend is meditation. Meditation is awesome. Meditation really does relax me. I'm sure it relaxes a lot of people. You know, once you are nervous trying to write an exam or even studying, you know, and if you're scared or you're anxious or you're trying to self-sabotage, like that really relaxes your nervous system. So therefore, you being able to stop, be still, and then again, how I mentioned the first technique, go back to your visualization. Once you calm yourself down, do a breathing technique. Go back to your visualization and focus on that exam and on you being that successful student. Because guess what? Once you focus on that, you're going to create more of that, right? If you're focusing on the fact that you're not going to, that it's so hard, it's going to continue being hard for you. You have to be aware of your thoughts. These techniques requires a lot of awareness. Remember to believe and trust in yourself. That is huge, right? You are the one that is doing this for yourself. I can come on here and tell you, hey, you're going to pass it. Hey, you're going to pass it. You can have a million people tell you, hey, you're going to pass it. But if you yourself believe that you're not going to pass it, who's going to win? Who's going to be right? Us or you? You, right? Because you are the one that is putting yourself in a situation where you believe that you are not worthy of passing this, that you are not capable of it, right? So that also needs to stop, right? This is why I say affirmations, self-talk, it's all very important. It all plays a big part. So with that being said, I want you to take what I've put out here, the information, and if you have to go back and rewatch this whole video again, do it. Do it and pick what you like from it. Try it. Try it on your next test. Try it for a day. Try it for a week. Try it for a month. The worst that can happen, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work. But what's the best that can happen? It works. And if I'm here sharing this, it's because I know firsthand that it works. So you know what? Again, go try it out. And I want you to come back once you've tried this and leave a comment below and tell me your experience. Tell me if you've tried it and if you were successful, just like how I'm being successful by doing these techniques. Now, like how I mentioned, also if you're actually studying for your real estate license, then one tip that I would give you and one suggestion, go online and try to find as much information. Remember, this goes back to the student mentality, right? About wanting to learn, about wanting to find answers. Right? On Facebook, there's quite a few groups that offer that support that you may need, right? By support, I mean people share their experience, what they found out about the course, what, maybe it was a little bit difficult for them, how they studied, what worked for them. I find that by me learning or by me seeing other people's experience, I learned very well from that. The only thing that I want to also remind and make you aware of is the fact that obviously, just like how you're going to find, positive and greatness and good things, you're also going to find, some people that maybe have not been so successful or, that do struggle through the course or through any course. What you have to make sure too is that you pay attention to yourself and you only pay attention to your end goal. You're not paying attention to any of those negative talks or any of that, bad situations or experiences that other people have experienced. Remember, everyone is in a certain path. Someone is here because of what they've experienced in the past. So you cannot attach yourself to their beliefs if they're not yours, right? So listen to it, get what you want out of it, let it go, right? Find your path in a positive, in a different way where you're going to be successful. Also, what I'm going to leave below is a few list of tools and aids that I have used that have helped me build that knowledge, that confidence. There's a few online websites, tools where you're able to get practice like questions like from the material, and they do have also like some practice exams that again builds that confidence in you, and that does help you out through the course. So again, as I mentioned, if you like this video and if you've tried these techniques, let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking for different people to understand and to see how it is that they're doing, again, how they're applying mindset work and how they're shifting their reality by shifting the way that they think. So again, I welcome you to like, subscribe, share the video if you find that, someone may be needing, or there's someone that's, stressed about writing a current exam or an exam, or they're studying for it. This would be helpful for them. So I would appreciate it. Share it, pass the knowledge along, and I'll see you in the next video.